So it's been a wee while now since my last vlog. My last vlog, I think I left, and it was just a few days after, or maybe even a day after, the video slash photo shoot thing, and I was quite depleted and things like that. So since I've been away on holiday, and I've also been away to Bodypower. So Bodypower's in Birmingham. It's like the biggest kind of, it's basically the biggest fitness expo, probably I'd say one of the biggest fitness expos in the world. So many fitness, whether it be social influencers, kind of strongmen, or anyone like that, bodybuilders and things, will go there. A bit of networking and things like that, and also the people that you follow. So it's good to meet like a few guys that I met that I follow, and it kind of sounds a bit strange, but almost seem like celebrities to me, even though they're just kind of normal guys. So like Jamie Alderton, and then there's a few guys like Rob Lipsett and Vitruvian Physique and things like that I follow, and I was able to meet and speak to them. So it was great to be able to speak to them in person and kind of ask them different things about how they started and things like that, and how they just started a bit like me, just doing vlogs like this, and how a few years down the line people are kind of lining up to see them and things like that. Not saying that that's necessarily what I'm going for, but really just kind of getting out decent content out there is what I'm really focusing on, and also kind of being realistic when it comes to goals and things, and there's so much bullshit in the fitness industry when it comes to how to lose weight and how to diet effectively and what's sustainable and what's not. So I'm going to be realistic. I put on about a stone since my photo shoot. My abs aren't anywhere near as good as they were in the photo shoot, and I've not, other than my holiday, I've not eaten that bad in terms of, I've not binged too much other than the holiday. So it was literally, my body was in quite a depleted state after like cutting. To be fair, a lot of it is water and glycogen and things like that, so the stone isn't necessarily a stone of fat, but from a realistic standpoint, it's not necessarily that sustainable. In terms of actual leanness, it is kind of sustainable, but for someone of my appetite, to be kind of 10% body fat or something, it's not necessarily that sustainable. I wasn't even necessarily single figure body fat for that. So see, in terms of all the guys that you see that are walking around shredded all year round, most likely they're either genetically gifted, or they're probably punting some sort of steroids or taking some sort of steroids. That's kind of just the harsh reality of it. So just to kind of give people a kind of idea of what's attainable naturally and what's sustainable naturally, I think is the key word here when it comes to getting a decent physique. Something that you can sustain without feeling like you're depleting yourself too much. So I feel like the physique I've got at the moment is very sustainable for me. I'm able to enjoy the odd chocolate bar, the odd takeaway, things like that, as long as my diet is kind of on point in terms of nutrition, and I'm getting my nutrition and I'm getting my protein in and things like that. So the next video after this is going to be based on macronutrients and how to calculate them. So you're going to basically, it's a formula that you put in, so it's going to be talking through kind of MyFitnessPal and how to go about that, and how actually it's going to be really beneficial for yourself to find out more about foods and how you can actually manipulate foods in order to meet your macronutrient goals, rather than sticking to those plain foods that a lot of people do. So for instance, the 16-week cut that I went on, so 4 months, if you want to be kind of blunt about that, it's 4 months is a long time, but I found it very, not easy, but I found it quite easily sustainable for 3.5 months. But then the last 2, maybe 3 weeks, I was quite aggressive with what I was doing. So I cut my calories quite low, and I did a lot more cardio, so I was quite drained and I was quite depleted, and a lot of people that know me will vouch for that. But then up until that point, I was still losing weight consistently. It was only the last few weeks, because I had something coming up, that I was more aggressive with it. Whereas a lot of people are too aggressive to start off with, so they start off very aggressive, and then they end up that's not sustainable at all for them, because they've been too aggressive and they've skipped right past those 3.5 months, right into the last 2 weeks of prep, if you want to call it, and then they'd be like, this diet thing isn't for me. To lose a wee bit of weight, you only need to make small changes to your current diet. And so, for instance, that might be something as simple as changing skimmed milk for almond milk. So say you have a lot of coffee, right? So if you change that for almond milk, coffee or tea throughout the day, if you change that for almond milk, you're maybe saving 150, 200 calories a day. Over 10 days, that's 2,000 calories, right? Imagine you make that small change to various things in your diet. Those small changes, whether that be changing fizzy juice for 0 calorie juice, then that's saving you an extra 150 calories. So that 1 can, 150 calories a day, that's saving you another, so say after those 10 days, that's another 1,500 calories. Imagine you've done that with 10 things. That's saving a lot of calories just based on making small changes. So you don't need to make huge drastic changes to your diet. It's not going to be sustainable. So that's what I'm trying to get at. So this week this week coming, I'm starting an 8-week free Facebook group, and it's going to basically involve how to calculate your macros, how to calculate your calories, how to calculate things that are going to fit into your lifestyle. Every day I'm going to be posting on it, so whether that be recipes, ideas, myths, so debunking some myths, so whether that be that sweet potato is better than white potato. Other than the fibre content, there's really not much difference. So if you prefer one to the other, if you prefer white potato, have your white potato. So I'm going to be starting that. I'll maybe put a link to the Facebook group below in the description, and maybe check that out if you're interested. It's going to be completely free, and I'm going to just run it for 8 weeks. It's going to be nutrition, exercise. I might post exercise kind of bits and pieces in it, but it's going to be mainly nutrition, because okay, I was rambling on a wee bit there, and I got cut off, and I don't actually know where I left you. So I'm just going to finish this video on kind of holidays, based on the fact that a lot of people are probably going on holiday pretty soon, and just literally to enjoy yourself on holiday. You could fit in the odd workout on holiday as well, but if you really do want to stick to your goals and go on holiday and just go for the sun and enjoy your food a wee bit, I would recommend using kind of something like carb backloading and stuff like that, and have really high protein meals during the day, and maybe even intermittent fast as well. So maybe not eat your breakfast. I know it's really hard, but if you really want to stay on track, so not eat your breakfast and then push your first meal back, so you can eat bigger meals throughout the day. So push your first meal back to lunchtime, have your lunch, have a high kind of protein, low carb, lowish fat lunch, and then save a lot of your carbohydrates and fats till the night time, and enjoy a big dinner like your pizzas and that sort of thing when you're on holiday, pastas and things. Then you're still roughly going to hit your macro intake, and maybe just shove in a wee gym workout if your hotel or whatever's got a gym, or do what I did, and we didn't have a gym and my mates didn't want to go to the gym, so I just used some sunbeds and some chairs for raises and a scaffold and things like that for the workout. So I might even leave you with a clip like that just for some workout ideas if you're ever away on holiday and don't really know or don't really have any equipment to hand. Then you can use things that aren't necessarily meant to be gym equipment, but you can still use them for some form of resistance training. So I'm going to leave you with that, and I'll catch you in the next video, guys. I hope you enjoyed.